Oh, right? Okay, this says we're live. This says we're live. Okay, we are live. Yay! Okay, welcome to episode 4 of Real Life Lounge. I am Maggie, the co-owner of Real Life Learning Co. with Heidi, and
Matt.
this is the other half of me. So tonight we are coming on to chat about a meaningful dinner conversation that kind of has evolved into this like daily practice that our kids are obsessed with. And it's been a really powerful way for us to get insight on kind of what's going on in their head, what they're working on, things that they're struggling with. And we thought it'd be fun to share it with you.
Yeah. To be honest, it's really different from what I grew up with. Like, family dinners was like, they were sit down, but they were more like, just tell me about your day. Like, what were, like, just
what happened?
What happened? Like,
what
how
are
you? And what did you learn at school? and it was very like my parents. It's not that my parents didn't mean any better or didn't mean less. They just didn't know how to really engage, and it was just more superficial.
Yeah, or how to ask a better question.
Yeah.
So the game, our kids call it a game, that we play is, what was your favorite thing today? And while it seems like a silly question, or it might seem like a question like, really, that's the question that you guys talk about at dinner, it has been so fun to listen to our kids' answers, whether it was playing outside with a friend or getting to see Matt at like lunchtime. It's just been really cool to see what like lights them up and what they're excited about.
Yeah, it's really cool too. It's just as a parent, I work from home a lot of times, and so I see majority of their life. But it's nice to kind of see what are the moments that matter to them throughout the day, and it could be the random thing of like, like Porter just being like, oh, I was super excited to go to the library and get a book today, which is really cool. But it's the fun part is like they're very engaged in it. They like we play a game and it's like you get to pick who goes next. Like they say their thing and then they get to pick who's next, and we get engaged in it too, which is really, coming from an adult standpoint, it's kind of a difficult situation because you have to sit there and ponder your day of like, I'm sitting in an office or I'm working with other people and I'm having to think, well, what was the best thing that I have today, and trying to kind of share it at a level that they're going to understand, but it's still a challenge or opportunity or something that I enjoy too.
Yeah. So. And I think too, like just our kids are learning how to have a conversation back and forth, ask clarifying questions, and be able to kind of juggle multiple conversations at once. And from that conversation of asking our kids what your favorite part of the day was, we have now weaved in what was hard for you today or what was challenging for you today. And oh my goodness, what a powerful question that has been. Our son Emmett loves to play video games, and if he doesn't win the video game, it's hard. And it's been a great kind of learning tool for us and conversation piece for us of, so you lost your game today. How did that make you feel? How did you work through your emotions? What can you do differently tomorrow if you lose? And just has given us a really huge insight of like what he values and what's hard for him and how we can continue to support him, feeling his emotions, feeling his things, working through that kind of stuff. What do you have?
Yeah, I think that's a really powerful question. Like, what's hard for you? And just as a kid that age, just thinking back then, if somebody asked me that question, I would be like shell shocked, like a deer in headlights sort of thing. I'd be like, I don't know how to answer that. And to be able to ask that question, and it didn't come easy because it was, I remember at the beginning, it was like, what well today? And they really liked that. But then we started asking what was hard. And it was a challenge for them to really kind of think of like what was hard for them. But once they picked up, it was powerful. It was like they could start talking about their emotions and start talking about their feelings, and then it's just like, so then asking them, well, being able to talk with them and ask them more about, well, how should you manage that, or how do you think about doing something different the next time? So maybe that's hard. An example with Emmett's game was like, okay, well, he does get upset.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, well, one, it's a game, but we're using the game as a tool to help him kind of learn of like, not every time you're going to win.
Yeah. How do you work through that?
How do you manage your emotions with strong emotions?
Yeah. And I think too, validating that there's parts of every day that are hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we tend to, it's always good to look at the positive and acknowledge the positive and see the positive, but it's also really, really powerful to acknowledge things that are hard and challenging. And so those two questions have been super transformative for our dinner conversation. We literally talk about at least what was your favorite part of the day every single night at dinner. And then the hard one gets asked kind of intermittently.
Or what's easy.
Or what's easy.
What
was easy.
What's hard for you.
It's kind of evolving.
Yeah. We play. And it evolves. And sometimes there's a lot of, like, it will have 5 or more, sometimes, it's hard for them to kind of pick out what was one good thing, and maybe just have a really hard day. So
yeah, but otherwise it's been a super cool practice. I know that in our last masterclass with Doing Good Together, they have conversation cards on their website that are free, so you can check those out. And always know that we host masterclasses almost every Wednesday, and they're super powerful, and our kids have been learning a lot of really cool, life-changing things. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the next episode.